delighted to speak at the launch of this new research into boosting Australia's energy productivity. We've commissioned research, it's the first of its kind, which looks clearly at the link between energy efficiency and economic growth. We've commissioned research which looks at over 28 countries, over 30 years of experience, and shows that Australia is lagging behind but can gain billions of dollars of gains from taking action on energy efficiency. We lag behind other countries, including similar countries like Canada and the US, in terms of energy efficiency. And by taking robust policy action, we can unlock the improvements and gains for the economy, not to mention gains in terms of reducing carbon pollution and stopping what's been quite a wasteful use of energy here in Australia.
Vivid Economics conducted analysis that found that there's not only a causal relationship between energy efficiency and economic growth, they also identified roughly how big that relationship is. And so for every 1% increase in energy efficiency across the economy in a year, you get a boost of 0.1 of a percentage point of GDP in that same year. 0.1 of a percentage point doesn't sound very big, but that's actually over $1 billion every year. So if we apply that finding to Australia, that works out an additional $8 billion by 2020, $26 billion by 2030. It's fair to ask whether this finding can be applied to Australia, but there are actually symptoms of how Australia's energy efficiency could be a lot better. For a start, our rate of energy productivity hasn't been improving as fast as other comparable countries. For another thing, our policy framework that supports energy efficiency is full of gaps. So for example, we have energy savings initiatives, but only in some states, or we have energy efficiency requirements for commercial buildings, but only over a certain size in not all buildings. And then the third piece of evidence is in recent research that's found that companies themselves have identified over $3 billion worth of energy efficiency opportunities that they could make every year, and yet less than half of this is being taken up. We think it's perfectly achievable for Australia to boost its energy productivity by 30% by 2020. Some policies that can help get us there include a national energy savings initiative that covers the whole country instead of just some states, vehicle efficiency standards like the ones they have in Europe and the United States, more ambitious performance standards for other things like products and equipment, energy pricing, which more accurately reflects the true costs of energy use. This includes pricing things like pollution, and that means bipartisan support for carbon pricing.
This groundbreaking research is part of the Climate Institute's broader research program and is also part of the backing behind policy calls that we've made for this election and election policy priorities in three key areas for Australia: around cutting our carbon pollution, around transforming our high carbon economy into a successful low carbon one, but also into preparing for climate impacts that are unfortunately now unavoidable. Information on all of those and how the political parties' policies match up against those are available on our website, so check those out, as well as looking further into this research. And of course, we'd greatly appreciate any support you can offer for the Climate Institute as well.